It's Friday, April 5th, 2013, 2 days before the start of the 63rd International Council meeting of ELSA, the European Law Students Association. The biggest association of law students in the whole world comes together once again to vote, to work, and to party for a whole week. This time at the banks of the Rhine River in Cologne. While the event doesn't start until Sunday, the first members of the organizing committee are already at the youth hostel in Deutz. Still working on the work schedule for the helpers, setting up the IT infrastructure and creating liability forms.
Like this.
Like this.
By third parties, und das macht keinen Sinn.
No, not by third parties. Leave that out. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who causes it. Whether we do it or they do it.
But when we do it, we can't.
Unless this is done by grave, how do you call it?
Okay. Grossly negligent.
Grossly negligence. That's the thing. From our side.
Or intentional.
No, indeed, that's the thing because that's
Teresa, last year a member of the German National Board of ELSA, is responsible for the helpers.
Ich habe diesen unfassbar
I have
komplizierten
made this
Helferplan
incredibly
gemacht,
complex
der
helper
hoffentlich fertig
schedule,
ist und
which
funktioniert und
hopefully
dafür
is
sorgt, dass
finished
alle
now and
Leute
makes sure that everyone is picked
abgeholt
up
werden
and enjoying
und
the
dass es
time
allen gut
here.
geht und dass alle
And
versorgt
besides
sind
that, I've
und
worried about all
nebenbei
kinds of
mir
things for
den
the
Kopf gemacht und alle
preparations.
anderen möglichen Sachen, die hier noch so an Vorbereitung zu tun sind. Ich habe schon vergessen. Keine Ahnung.
I don't
Wir
know,
haben
we
diesen
unloaded the
blöden Transporter
car, we set up the
ausgeladen
OC room,
und
Frank and the IT guys
Büro
make sure the internet is
eingerichtet
working.
und
All this
Frank
little
und
stuff
die
where you'd
ganzen
never
IT-Cracks
imagine it
haben
would
sich
take
ums
so
Internet
much
gekümmert, das
time,
dann hoffentlich auch
but
steht.
it actually takes a lot of time.
Und ja, also möglichen Kleinkram eben, der, ja, von dem man denkt, dass er eigentlich gar nicht so fassbar wichtig ist oder so viel Zeit frisst, aber der tatsächlich dann hinterher am meisten in Anspruch nimmt. Ich bin müde.
Well, I'm
und
tired, I'm
hungrig
hungry, and
und
while I'm still motivated,
eigentlich
I'm
immer noch
just done right
motiviert,
now.
aber
I'm
gerade
looking
einfach ein
forward
bisschen
to
K.O.
tomorrow
Ich freue
and
mich
hope
auf
it all
morgen,
works
hoffe, dass
out,
alles
but
klappt.
first of all, right
Aber
now
in
I'm
erster
just
Linie
exhausted.
ganz schön erschöpft.
Was glaubst du, wie viel Schlaf kriegst du heute
How
Nacht?
much sleep will you get? What do you think?
Du, ich hoffe auf ein paar Stunden.
Well, I hope for a few hours.
Also mein Wecker
I
klingelt so
mean,
roundabout
my alarm will be set
7,
to
glaube ich.
7ish,
Könnte ich mir
I
vorstellen.
guess. So I hope
Und
that
dann hoffe ich, dass wir so
we'll
irgendwie
be
so
able to
zwischen
go to
3 und 4
bed
ins
here
Bett kommen. Hier.
somewhere around 3 o'clock.
Participant?
Only a few hours of sleep await the OC, who are on the verge of one of the most intense weeks of their lives. Saturday morning. Not only do participants pack their bags in their home countries, so does the OC. Every participant gets a gift bag, which means that there are more than 350 bags to be packed.
Grundsätzlich kein Wasser. Den nächsten Sprung würde ich das sagen. Die haben ja auch. Von denen Problem ist jetzt für alle.
Ich habe keine Ahnung.
And while they are already all over the place, Sandra from Elsa Münster is still keeping up the work. How many bags have you packed so
Ich
far?
glaube, wir haben jetzt so
I
knapp
think we're
200
at 200,
gepackt, also
so there are still
150 bis
150 to
180 fehlen noch.
180 to go. What's all in those
Alles.
bags?
Also die wiegen
Everything.
ungefähr 10 Kilo. Die
They are
Participants
really
brauchen
heavy.
neue
The
Koffer, um die Tüten mit
participants
nach Hause
will
zu nehmen,
probably
glaube
need
ich.
new suitcases to
Also wir
take
haben
them
da
back
Blöcke
home.
drin, Tassen,
There are
massenweise Kulis,
notebooks,
ganz
coffee
viel
mugs, a
Infomaterial
few
vom
pens,
Council of Europe,
info stuff from the Council of Europe,
ich
bags,
weiß gar nicht, was da
I
noch,
don't know,
Flipflops.
flip-flops,
Also ist alles
everything
wirklich
you
drin,
can
was man sich
imagine.
vorstellen kann.
Wir haben jetzt nur nichts das organisiert.
Oder der Mann.
Ja, sehr gut, wenn du mir helfen kannst.
The OC is putting the final touch on the venue, walking through the check-in procedures one last time, and enjoying the quiet for the last time in 7 days. Only Lisa from Tübingen, the head of OC, stays calm. Is everything ready so far? For the first participants who arrived today, yeah. For those who will come tomorrow, we are working on it. But we're set for today. The first ones will arrive in like 30 minutes, I guess. Are you nervous? It's alright. It's too much to do to be nervous. One special OC member and participant has already arrived. Tino.
Hallo, ich bin Tino Boche, ich bin der VPA von ELSA Deutschland und ich kann
My name is Tino Boche, I'm the VPAA of ELSA Germany, and I'm running at this ICM trying to become VPAA for ELSA International. Why do you want to become the VP of Academic Activities? I want to do it because I really like the international aspect of this position, the working together with institutions like the Council of Europe and working together with people in 41 countries. I think that's an experience you hardly ever make as a law student. You're already working full-time this year for ELSA Germany, now you want to go to Brussels. And how did your family react when you told them that basically you take another year off your studies? My parents were not exactly excited at first, but since I involved them in my ELSA work, they see that I'm not just wasting my time, but rather learn many interesting things, visit many interesting countries. So my dad told me that you're gonna work all your life, take your chances now because they won't come back. You were running for the same position last year already, but you ended up not being elected. Do you think that's gonna help you this year? Why do you want to run again?
Was dir dieses Jahr vielleicht helfen kann? Ist es was, wieso hast du dich dazu entschlossen, es nochmal zu versuchen?
Well,
when one door closes, another one opens, and if I hadn't run last year, I wouldn't have been running for VPAA here in Germany, and I wouldn't be the person I am today. Even losses have their upside. I gained so much from my campaign last year, like giving a speech in front of people from 35 countries. Those are experiences you usually don't make. And sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And after all, this position is so appealing to me that I just want to try it again this year.
Es ist nun mal so im Leben, manchmal verliert man, manchmal gewinnt man. Und trotz allem reizt mich dieser Gedanke und auch diese Position, dieser Job und alles, was damit zusammenhängt, so sehr, dass ich es gerne nochmal versuchen möchte dieses Jahr.
And then it's go time. The first participants arrive, and among them is, of course, the International Board of ELSA from Brussels. In the evening, it's time for a first meeting of IB and OC.
You want to talk about if there's any problem that arises? Like if you're around...
Being a former board member herself and the head of OC for a national council meeting, Teresa knows these meetings from both sides at the national level. But an ICM, that's different, she tells us.
Es ist viel länger, das ICM.
The ICM is longer, the participants are different, and if you have never been to an ICM, it's really tough to know how they behave. But if you have the experience, you have an idea where problems might occur. And it's more complicated because people from so many countries come together, and what you just don't have at an NCM, where there's more of a common feeling how an NCM should be done. And it's kind of like that at an ICM too, but there are so many new people every time, and they're coming from their home countries, and where there are different expectations to an NCM than here, so this is kind of difficult. And then again, of course, it's bigger, and well, it is pretty cool, and maybe I'm glorifying the past, but when I organized the NCM, I was not as tired before it all started as I am now.
Also, als ich eigentlich danach war, ja. Danke, das wollte ich sagen. Und egal, aber ich hoffe, es wird cool.
Later that night, a first minor problem occurs, but nothing that Philip, together with Lisa, head of OC, couldn't solve. We have been checking in people all day long, but now we're almost done. It's around midnight now, and one of the Austrians, he was not on our list, but that was okay. We just booked an extra bed for tonight, so he can stay, and now the Austrian delegation is more complete than before. The check-in team right behind me, they did a great job, even sold him a sightseeing package, so he's happy and he will go right back to sleep.